everyone, are you in the middle of preparing for CSEC exams this year? So subscribe to my TikTok, or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link is at the top of my page as well as in the pin video at the top of my page. So we are continuing with the January 2025 CSEC Math Paper 2, and we're on question number 4, which has to do with coordinate geometry. So a line segment joins the points C, -5, 6, and D, 7, 2. Part A for 2 marks, we have to calculate the midpoint of the line segment CD. So this is easy enough. All we need to remember is our formulae, and please do not mix up, I tell my students this all the time, do not mix up the formulae for midpoint and the formulae for gradient of a line, as well as the formula for length of a line segment. They're very similar, so just make sure you know each formula. So the formula for midpoint is x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. And I'm letting M be the midpoint of our line segment CD. So x1, y1, we're going to let that be the first point C. So excuse my stylus. And x2, y2 will be our second point D. So all we have to do is just substitute the values. So x1 is -5, x2 is 7, y1 is 6, and y2 is 2. So let's calculate. -5 plus 7 is 2, divided by 2 will be 1. And 6 plus 2, 8, divided by 2 is 4. So our midpoint is 1, 4. Let's go on to part B. For 2 marks, find the gradient of the line segment CD. So I'm going to use little m this time, common m, to find the gradient. And the gradient of a line formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So again, we're using our 2 points CD. Okay, I'm just going to rewrite it here. C is -5, 6, and D is 7, 2. And of course we're using C as x1, y1, and D as x2, y2. Okay, so our gradient y2 is 2, y1 is 6, x2 is 7, and x1 is -5. Of course, this will be minus -5, right? We have to be careful with our signs here. So we have 2 take away 6 is -4. 7 minus -5 will be 7 plus 5, which is 12. So -4 over 12 will be -1/3 is our gradient of the line segment CD. Okay, and let's go on to the third part. For 3 marks, determine the equation of the perpendicular bisector of CD. Now, the perpendicular bisector of CD, if this is our line CD, the perpendicular bisector, perpendicular of course means at right angles, and it also passes through the midpoint of CD. Bisector of course meaning that it cuts the line segment CD in half. So we know the relationship between 2 perpendicular lines is that the product of their gradients is -1. So the gradient of the perpendicular bisector will be the negative reciprocal of the gradient of CD. Right, so gradient of perpendicular bisector, I'm just going to write here, is equal to the negative reciprocal of the gradient of CD. Okay, so if the gradient of CD from the previous part we got negative 1/3, the negative reciprocal of negative 1/3, of course, it will be positive, and then if we flip the fraction, it will be 3. So therefore, the gradient of the perpendicular bisector is positive 3. So therefore, the equation of the perpendicular bisector would therefore be equal to y is equal to 3x plus c. So to find the value of c, we substitute now the only point that we know that lies on the perpendicular bisector, which is the midpoint M of the line segment CD. So we substitute M into the equation. So let's go back up to the top. We saw that M is 1/4. So therefore, y is 4, x is 1. So of course, if 4 is equal to 3 plus c, it means that c is equal to 1. So therefore, the equation of the perpendicular bisector is y is equal to 3x plus 1. Okay, and finally, let's do the last part. For 2 marks, part D, another line AB is parallel to CD and passes through the point 0, 1. Write down the equation of the line AB. So if AB is parallel to CD, it means the gradient of AB is equal to the gradient of CD, because of course parallel lines have equal gradients. Okay, excuse my handwriting. Okay, so if that is the case, then the gradient of AB is equal to negative 1/3. And therefore, the equation of AB will be y is equal to negative 1/3 x plus c. Now, what is c? Now, they told you the point that lies on the equation of the line AB, which is 0, 1. And this actually gives us the y-intercept, because that tells us that c is equal to 1, because the y-intercept is the value where x is 0. Right? So if the x-coordinate of this point is 0, it means that then 1, therefore, is the y-intercept. So therefore, the equation of the line AB is y is equal to negative 1/3 x plus 1.